Today's video is kind of on a sensitive topic, but I gotta keep it real. What is up, you guys? It is your good sis, Yamani Alexis. Welcome back to the channel, the video, the banger, whatever you want to call it. We are talking about the 5 things that I learned during my early dating stage. The title that I really want to call it is 5 things that I learned during my whole phase. So it may or may not give that in a title. Please forgive me, but we're gonna get into it. Maybe I could help somebody else watching this video that has, you know, some little sketchy ways that they need to fix if they truly have the common goal of being married like I do. All right, so I feel like I'm helping somebody with this video. This is not to bash anybody. This is not to bash myself. This is not to put my business out there. This is an informative video. This is not tea. This is not shade. All right, so I'm gonna be that voice of reason for you guys today, and hopefully it resonates, and hopefully y'all can take something away from this video. Okay, if you do, hit that subscribe button and the like button, and click the bell so you can be notified whenever I post again, which is gonna be next week Sunday. Okay, period. The first thing I had to learn is that I had to stop rebounding. That's where my numbers got a little out of whack, if you know what I mean. Because, you know, a lot of these menses, they be worried about how many people you done laid and slain. I was rebounding from situations that I didn't need to rebound from. What I actually needed to do was heal. And I was confusing healing with rebounding. I was like, oh, okay, to forget over this person, I need to get under another. We all heard this saying before. So that's your first mistake. You need to stop right there and then. Because that's how things get out of hand. Maybe if you use your hand more often. Oh my God. If you need some love, give yourself some self-love, okay? You need to completely get a person out your system on your own. So you don't take that baggage that that person gave you and take it to another relationship. I was fully moving forward into full-blown relationships. From relationship to relationship. Or from relationship to situationship. Expecting it to evolve into a relationship just to get over somebody else. It don't work like that. It don't work like that, okay? The second thing I learned is that I learned how to love myself. Searching to fill that void that you don't feel on your own is only going to result in you keep trying to fill that void with somebody else. And to be quite honest with you, the void that I was looking to be filled hasn't been filled yet. I had to fill it for myself. I am 100% content with being where I am with nobody. Alone, okay? I'm 100% content with that because I have learned to love myself despite somebody else giving me the validation to do it for me. I've learned that on my own. I get up every day, I pray, I look in the mirror, I ask God for healing, and I look at myself in the mirror and I love the person I'm looking back at. If you don't love you, how you expect somebody else to love you? I mean, I ain't mean to steal RuPaul saying and slogan, but it's the truth. If you don't love yourself, how are you going to have somebody else fill a void that you can't fill on your own? And how are you going to give fulfillment to somebody else? True love for somebody else that you haven't given to yourself cannot be genuine if you don't give it to yourself first. Because you won't look for validation from other people. Honestly, people can spot when you don't love yourself because they'll use it against you. And they'll use you like a pawn, like putty in their hand, because they know you don't love yourself. So stop getting into these rebound situations. Stop pouring in so much energy into other people and pour it into you. So that way nobody could ever play in your face about you. You love yourself too much to tolerate some nonsense that you don't need to be tolerating. You deserve better, and if the sooner you know it, the sooner you will carry yourself like it. And people will never be able to play in your face. With my dating history and with me making these mistakes, I learned the patterns of a man. I'm still doing research on men because I honestly truly feel like I don't want to go in this world again. Me being a freshly single woman, I don't want to go into this world again and be blindsided or misguided by a man's actions or the things that he say. With that being said, learning so I never get to this point again where I feel played is to learn the patterns of a man. To learn the things that he's going to say and the things that he's going to do and the difference between the two. Okay? So, I'm sorry if you're watching this video and you are someone who likes the same sex. I've never dived into those realms. I don't know if I can help you there. But me personally, I'm a heterosexual woman. I was with somebody in 2 different ways. There was us playing around and, you know, friends with benefit situation. We were in an actual full-blown relationship. I got 2 different individuals even though it was the same person. Everyone has patterns, but men specifically have patterns, and they have telling signs to let you know if something is going down or how they feel about you. But these patterns differ depending on the man. So it's all about being observant. I learned to be more observant. Yes, I did. I've learned to get to know a man to the point where I basically study them as an individual and learn their ways. Every man has a pattern in which he does things. If it doesn't have any synchronicity, it's some fishy going on with how they feel about you or with what they're doing behind your back. All right? As women, we need to learn to be more observant because women's intuition is never wrong. And it'll save you from going back and forth in your mind. Like, does he like me? Does he not like me? Does he love me? It's certain things they're going to do and say. Pay attention not so much to what they say, but what they do. All right? Moving on to the next point. I learned how powerful my vajayjay lady part, whatever terminology you got for your lady part, that's on you. But I learned how powerful she truly and really is. For example, right? You have a guy. He seems like he's so interested in you and he's just like begging, like pretty much borderline begging for your attention on a day-to-day basis. As soon as he gets you in the bedroom, he switch up. He wanted your cookie that bad that he had to chase you that bad to get that cookie. And as soon as you relinquished your power and they felt like they earned something, they took it from you, they switched up on you. So people think, oh, he only want to use me for my coochie. He only want to use me for my goodies. That goes to show you how powerful it is. Like, it's a token for them. It's something to earn. Like, you know how you go to the state fair, you give them a few dollars to play a game and you win a teddy bear? That's the game these men play to get to your cookie jar. But I also want you to also want you to understand, every man's objective is to get your cookie jar. Every man that has an interest in you, their objective, whether it's lustful or in love or in marriage, their objective is to get your cookie. Now, it depends on you and the quality of woman you are, how fast you give up the cookie. If you have no respect for her, you won't give it up. Every time you do, you're giving up your power. You're giving a piece of you to somebody else. And they just going on about their life, taking it. And you beating up their phone like, yo, why this man ain't call me? Oh, you ain't text me all day. What's going on with you? I thought you said you like me. What happened? They did. They liked you because they had a goal. And once they achieved that goal, it was like Mario. Once they hit that flagpole and slid down, you're done. Level over. Level complete. Next target. Next level. Next game. That's the game these men play. And you got to learn how powerful your lady part is. Your vajayjay, your cookie, your punani is very powerful. Okay? And even when you are in love with somebody, women use this to their advantage all the time. All the time. I see it happen all the time. It's like a weakness. I don't want to spread a bad narrative about men. But, like, you know, a lot of men, they have an objective. They don't really want to be with you. But if you learn to study body language, human nature, all of these things, men as a whole, you get to know this person over a certain amount of time, you'll learn. He'll do little things and you'll see red flags that you've been ignoring to let you know that this ain't the guy for me, bro. If you got a good cookie, like a white chocolate macadamia like I got, it's so powerful. I'm telling you, it's like Thanos. Moving on, because it's getting weird. Last but finally not least, I learned to have standards. Even down to the men I dated, goes to show you how low my standards were at a point in time in my life. Like, I would bring them around friends and family and they're like, whoa, not your type. Whoa, what are you doing? Whoa, he don't have this. Or why he look like that? This goes back to loving yourself. If you don't love yourself, your standards are going to be extremely low. Anybody could get in. Anybody could cross your threshold. But when you have built such a love for yourself to the point where you could look down on somebody and see that they ain't worthy to step over that threshold to get to the top, to get to you, they gotta fight a dragon, they gotta slay a dragon to get to you, that's when you know that you have standards. And for some reason in my head I'm seeing Shrek. But like, That's what it's giving. So I'm gonna use Shrek as an analogy. Oh my God, this is gonna seem crazy. But anybody who got kids or anybody who loves the Shrek series, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know how they was so easy to just be on in Shrek's swamp? Like they could just walk up on his swamp to the point where he didn't even know they was there. Like they were just on his swamp. You know, he's an ogre. He's down here. Low level, low vibrational, no standards. He washes up in mud. That's the equivalent to your low standards. So when it get a little bit higher is when you got to cross a bridge that has missing planks, right? Now we on the way to Princess Fiona. High standards is Princess Fiona sitting at the top of the tower, okay? Low standards is Shrek. The bridge between the two to get to the other side was the bridge with the broken wood. That's when your standards is like mid. It's giving mid, all right? But when you got to slay a dragon to get to me, that's when your standards is at an all-time high, baby. That's what I need you to have, is high standards. But it starts with loving yourself. It starts with loving yourself. If they ain't got no dragon to slay, they're not going to take you seriously. If there's no dragon to slay, that man is not going to take you seriously. I promise you. You got to live your life like you are Princess Fiona. You are Snow White. You are Cinderella. You are Princess Tiana. You are Ariel. Whatever this Disney princess you want to be. That's the high standards I want for you, okay? And that's it, that's all. They didn't give up the cookie. They didn't lower their standards until Prince Charming came along. So, can you identify your Prince Charming? Are your standards high enough to even attract him? I'm just saying. And this is from years of experience. I've been dating since I was 16, and in the beginning I was Princess Fiona in the beginning. It took a lot for a mug to get me to bed me, like they say back in the days in them little Game of Thrones. I was very protective over what I had going on down her, you know what I'm saying? But I fell in love with my first love, got my heart severely broken, cheated on, and I had this physical lustful craving. Like it's like I had to keep chasing this high once I had my O. And I'm like, oh, I gotta keep feeling that. And to get over him, I gotta get over here with homie over here. But over time, I was losing myself. And the love that I had for myself, it wasn't there. So I was letting anybody in. I was living on the swamp with Shrek. But over time, it took a decade. But I learned to love myself again. And now I got my dragon back. I got my rickety bridge that is going to take some delicate feet to cross, okay? And my dragon is standing on business. So, yeah. So that's the energy I need y'all to have. Those are the 5 things that I learned from my dating experiences and having a whole phase, okay? And with that being said, I hope y'all learned something from this video. If you did, please hit me with a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can be notified when I post, which is gonna be next freaking Sunday, so don't play with it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Yamani Alexis signing out and signing off. Goodbye.